All right, welcome back to Raven Sports Drive. This is Brad Weber. With me today is Tony Turner, our women's basketball coach. Welcome, Tony.
Well, thanks, Brad. How are you?
I am good. Let's dive right into it. I know we haven't talked in a while. First time we talked since last spring before COVID. Just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the season ending last year.
Well, last year I thought we had a great season. We were probably about tapped out. I think we got the most out of what we could with our sophomores and freshmen. One thing about the season ending when COVID came along, it ended up being okay. We only had 3 returning kids that were returning from this past season. One of them played volleyball, so she probably been tapped. She was probably tired and ready to take a little break, so it worked out for her. Tanika was had hurt her shoulder, so it was good for her to kind of get a chance to rest it up. And then KK she played probably the last 5 or 6 games with a tore ACL.
Oh man!
So she had surgery and had a chance to let it heal up, and in fact she's still home doing rehab, and she'll be back here at Christmas time. And but everybody else, we got a break and got a little healed up, but just ready to get after it again.
Okay. I know here in the fall, obviously we came back to school. Basketball season has been pushed back a little bit, starting second semester. But Hal, I know in the fall here you've been having some practice, some scrimmages. How's all that been going?
Well, so far we've had 2 scrimmage dates. We've played 3 teams. The first scrimmage was against Eastern and Crowder. We battled. I think ended up losing to Eastern and then winning against Crowder, but we were just coming off of a 14-day quarantine, and so we only had 2 days of practice before we had that scrimmage. And for me, I was just trying to see what kind of personnel we had, what were some of our strengths and weaknesses, and something, give me a baseline, because we have basically a whole new team except for Faith and Tanika, because KK's not here. So it was good for us to kind of see where we were at in that, which then the next week we went to NEO and played them. We actually played them this past Thursday. So we actually was successful, played a lot better. I think we ended up winning by 12 or 13. I think we just kind of caught them off guard. I mean, they were probably one of the biggest teams that I think we'll see all year. I mean, they had a couple of girls that were really tall, but I thought we did a great job.
And I know we talked a couple of days ago. You said you like to play the top ones to the first, and at the end of the scrimmage, so you're trying to get everybody in playing time. So even though wins or losses, it is still a scrimmage where you're trying to see how everybody's playing. Yeah,
we definitely want to try to establish a winning mentality, and I always tell our kids we're only as strong as our weakest link, and we want to try to give everybody an opportunity to see what some of the things they need to work on, what we need to help them out and get them on that court. And so it was I think, all kids want to play more than what they normally do. Even the ones that play 35 minutes want to think, I want to play 40. But, we do try to give them everybody a chance so we can evaluate and see, where they're at and where they're at in the pecking order, what they need to work on, and what kind of support they need from us to help them get on the court.
You mentioned Faith and Tanika, I know, coming back. How about some of your newcomers? Any shout-outs for some newcomers?
Yes, we got a whole bunch of freshmen right now. I think we have 13 freshmen out there, and they're battling, and they're getting used to Coach Turner. And one thing about this class, even with the sophomores, they've been great leaders, and encouraging those girls, hey, that's just Coach Turner, man. Just come on. It's a method to the madness, and those girls are starting to understand. And I got their eyes. The coaches got their eyes when we're talking. I mean, and that just goes a long ways when you got kids that are, then they look you in the eyes and they're ready to learn, and they're like sponges. But so far, Nakia McCullum's been doing great. Tori Graham, they all been doing. I mean, Paige Scott. I got so many new kids. I got to get all their last names, and I mess up their names all the time. JoJo Monroe. She's doing a great job. Dariana Carter's been she's one of our point guards, a freshman. That mainly her and JoJo probably catch the blunt of everything because they're learning, and they don't have that sophomore guard here to kind of help them out. So they're learning on the fly, and they've been doing a great job. And our team. I mean, I think our team is buying into what we got going on. I think we're trying to, keep that winning mentality. And, even after the NEO win, I came in was like, hey, that ain't good enough, and I like the effort. I thought we played hard, but I just feel like it wasn't good enough to help us win this conference.
Okay. Like I mentioned, we're not going to have any basketball in the fall at all. Everything's kind of been pushed back to the spring. Come springtime, we start games. What can we expect from the women's basketball team?
It's going to be a different look out there. It's a whole different. You're going to see 3 familiar faces out there, but for the most part, I think we're going to play hard. We're going to compete. I've been out seeing all the other schools and knowing what's going on. Some people have their rosters on the website. Some people don't. Our team will change. We're bringing in 2 other players at Christmas time, and I'm sure we're not the only ones. And it's gonna. Who knows who knows how far we're going to be able to go with the COVID? It's going to be. We had the effect of having to sit out 14 days, and it just I feel like we're behind. And to our girls' defense, we have to catch up from those 14 days, and it's nobody's. It is what it is, and and our season's gonna be like that. It's gonna be, it is what it is, and you try to get in as much as you can and try to work as hard as you can. So when you do get hit with a quarantine or whatever, you can still hit the ground running when you come out of it. So we're gonna battle every day like it's the last game we can ever play, and enjoy this season and go out and compete. Whatever happens after that, I don't know. I can't tell you.
That's about all you can say. And we're looking to games starting about mid-January, into January. Is that right?
Yes, I know. We have a scrimmage right after Christmas, after January when we come back, and then we play. I think we're going to start out the season with a couple JVs, just because our schedule's tough enough, and I think our scrimmage schedule is competitive enough where I got to see what's going on with our team, and we can get rid of some of the false sense of hopes. But we will play a couple JV teams just to kind of get our feet wet and welcome our newcomers. KK will be back, and then, like I said, we got 2 other players coming at Christmas, and then we open up with Hutch, and then go Hutch, Pratt. So it's gonna
jump right into it.
It's always tough to win at Hutch.
That's my understanding. It's somewhat of a condensed conference schedule. Is that right?
No, it's the normal conference schedule, but the games are all. It's the same old conference schedule if we would have started in Thanksgiving. But I think we play on a couple Mondays, and it's a, hate to say, the games, we're still playing 20 conference games.
But they're just condensed maybe a little bit as far as the time frame.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. We look forward to watching some Red Raven basketball come January.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and I think, like I said, it's going to be, it's not very many familiar faces out there, but I think I think the fans and the people will like this class because they play hard. They're good kids. They're good teams. They're good teammates, and that's what we preach, man. Are you going to be a good teammate? Are you coachable, man? What's your purpose? What's your why? Why you here? To get a good education, come be a part of a winning program, and get yourself out of here and go be successful. So, so far kids are buying into that philosophy, and days ain't always great, but that's just how I am. I'm gonna just keep biting and keep chewing and then at the end, but we all gonna love them to death.
Very good. We'll catch up with you later in the spring, Tony.
Well, I appreciate it, Brad, and thank you.
Thanks for coming by the Raven Sports Drive.